Okay, welcome to more art and life stuff. Today I have some macaroni and cheese. I haven't had it in a long time, weeks, maybe even a month. So I'm looking forward to having some mac and cheese today. And I don't always use the cheese packet for the mac and cheese. Sometimes I put it on other things, or I use half a packet in my tomato soup or something, and that makes that really good, and then you still have enough cheese for the mac and cheese. I suppose the cheese gives you a little bit of protein. This is Hero Wars, by the way. Okay, I play it every day almost, except when I'm playing Entropia Universe, which I'm gonna turn on because creatures don't hunt themselves, you have to hunt them. So I'm only level 37 on Entropia. Takes years and years, and there are people who are level 100, and it ain't me. That would take me 10 years every day, all day long, 10 hours a day to get there. I will be amazed and stunned if I ever get to level 38. So I've been making 3 or 4 videos a day. It's what I like to do. Well, it's the best way to get my art out there. Nothing else seems to be working. Okay. So, you just start at the beginning at wherever you are. Let's see, I have some magic yellow. Kind of running low on that. I have magic white in the bathroom. So what is the next step? I have a wood board. Well, let's just take a look at things. I'm really starting to dig. Working in the bathroom. Okay. The girlfriend is drying my blankets on top of the heater. That's nice of her. Okay. Now we come over here. And there she is. She's a cat. Okay. Let's unscrew. Oh, this makes a good sound. It's always good to try out the percussion sounds. Bum 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 bum. Okay, there we go. That looks good for right now. I love tripods. What else do we have? I've never shown you this. Nature Fresh mouthwash. Freshens breath without the burn. Whatever that means. Great tasting, long lasting. Oh. And I also have some Colgate Total Advanced Whitening. Okay.
I gave that to you.
She gave that to me. Doesn't hurt to have toothpaste in a place where you can find it. Okay, so the mac and cheese. I got the hot water there. And you take out the cheese packet. Oops. Oops. And put the macaroni in. Okay, that works. I was just looking at I was looking for the olive oil. I couldn't find it. She's probably hiding it from me. Because I like that stuff a lot. Okay, what is the next step? I have to find something to paint on. Oh yeah, I got my wood board here. Okay, that's coming along. Let's take a look at that. I got some interesting things happening here. I'll show you the other side. This is where I started painting this board. I put the black on, and then this really does look like inside of a rocky cavern. So it's a D&D thing. Okay. So the wood board is going to lay across there. So the next step on this is red paint, believe it or not. So I like to cook and make art at the same time. It all goes together. I want to give it a stir. A little bit of oil in here helps so the macaroni doesn't stick, but you can cook without it as long as you stir it. Okay, red paint. That's what I feel like doing. Okay. Got some red here. Okay. Bum bum bum. So that goes there. Then I need a pie tin. Bum bum bum. Okay, where would it go? Where did it go? I have a blue one and a yellow one. I like to keep my colors clean. I don't know where all my pie tins went. There's a couple there. Green, blue. Okay, I found the red one. I like to use the red pie tin with the red paint. Okay. That's all I need right now. Okay. And the next step is to come here. Bum bum bum. And you let that run while you're doing other stuff, because this game takes forever. I can do it all day long. I'm trying to get Atlas Earth on the phone. People call me, I don't know who they are, so I decline their calls. Here's another beer can. A virgin beer can. Put that there. See, it's a disaster at every turn. Okay. And then you give this a stir. Bum, bum, bum. Hello. Okay. If you're gonna be away for a while, it's better just to undo the heat. Okay. Now, acrylic. It's such an uncomfortable word to say. Paint brand. There goes that. Looks more like a scarlet. That's okay. It won't hurt anything. Then camera goes on the tripod. So 11 minutes just to get around to painting anything. That's just how it goes in my world. Okay, so there's that. And I got my trusty brush. See, I was using this with the white paint, so I could get new water. So there'll be a touch of a little bit of white when I use a red, and that's okay. Okay, there's that. Let's see. I'm making this up as I go along. It's really wet and fluid. Okay. It'll look cool when it dries. There is a little packaging tape on here. I like to paint like that. With a little tape on things. And then I put more paint on. Okay. There's that. Where else do I need red? I like working one color at a time. Makes things really easy for me. And it's fun. And you get to see how things develop. And I'll let this thoroughly dry before I add more paint on. 'Cause that's how I like to do it. Everyone has their own way of working. Okay, that looks nice. It gets to be amazing over time as you see the development of a piece of art. Do the old turn around. Okay. A little paint there. It would look cool with some red there. Yeah, I have no idea where this piece is going. I just let it talk to me. It's like I'm having a dialogue. Okay. Yes, I know I'm crazy. Hopefully crazy in a good way. I might have some mental issues here and there, though. I don't want to harm anybody, that's for sure. I just want to live in peace. I just want to do my thing. I'm an animal creature. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with how this is coming along, with the addition of the red. So that's done for now. Now I just let the natural process of drying and gravity do its thing. Last spot. So I work with what's there before. And I let the process and the paint talk to me. Okay, so there's that. Well, the big thing is, where is it gonna dry? That's a good question. Now we come back to here. To our macaroni pot. We give it a good stir. And I'm going to unplug the thing. The water's hot enough. Just going to let it do its thing. Okay. Now, I have to find a place for the wood board. Okay. This is just for now, so people can still use the bathroom if they need to. So taking a shower would be problematic. I'd have to move the board away from there. Let's find something else to paint. Put the brush back. Let's see what else I got. There she is. Huh. Well, I have red paint out. So this box is red. Let's see what happens when I put some red paint on it. Sometimes the paint works on these boxes, and sometimes not. With persistence, the paint will eventually cover what's there. Okay. You ever heard of wacky packs? Wacky packages from the 70s? I'm a big fan of those things. I still look at them online once in a while, though I haven't looked at them in a couple of weeks. A month, 2 months. Okay. I would need the tripod here to work on that more. Okay. What an image. Making art on the toilet. Okay. And then sometimes I just paint one side. So I don't get my fingerprints on the paint and paint on me. I used to get paint on me all the time. I wouldn't care, and it was oil paint on my skin, and that was not a good idea. I didn't care. I didn't know how poisonous it was. I didn't care when I was young about getting paint on me. It's just part of my whole thing. So, the acrylic paint is still toxic. I found out in art school. Those kind of things I never cared about, because Cézanne and Van Gogh, they would always have paint on their clothes and paint everywhere. But when paint dries, it releases chemicals in the air, so that isn't good. So now I can just put that on the ground there and let it dry thoroughly. Well, an idea just came to me. On this painting, I could paint the back red. That's something to do. Doesn't matter what color you put on. So this is the way Northern Europeans would paint. Well, they'd start with this color on it. Blank canvas. Okay. If paint gets on the toilet, it easily comes off. That's one good thing about working here. Though I'm bent over right now, and that isn't especially good for your back. I found out that Keith Richards told John Lennon he was holding the guitar too high, which wasn't good for his back. If you look in a lot of videos from this mid-60s, a lot of players would hold the guitar up too high. It looked a little corny. I grew up at a time when people would really hold their guitars low, sometimes really low. But now they just naturally just play guitar around their groin area, and that's part of it. Instead of playing with yourself, you play with your guitar. Okay. Oh no, I'm gonna get banned from YouTube. Okay. Well, I just spread the paint around so it's not so thick in certain areas. But depending on what kind of painting you want to do, it doesn't really matter. An abstract expressionist painting, the more paint the better. Okay. So I have just primed a painting ready to go. I'm getting a head rush from leaning over. This is not a great way to work. Normally I'd have a board here, but I didn't have one handy. Oh, I can't wait to stand up like a normal human being. Oh, really got a head rush there. Art is dangerous. Okay. Now, give the macaroni a stir. So I cook and make art at the same time, and it's a lot of fun. Oh yeah. Since I'm here, macaroni and cheese box. Then, okay. Okay. Then I put some paint on the side of the box. One side at a time. Okay. This is how I work. You can do it however you want. Maybe this side too. And then I use these objects in my photography. 3 sides. And it makes my art world come alive. I'm gonna have to sit down soon. It's a hot day. Nevada is bizarre. It snows and rains. And then it's really hot. Okay. Okay. Now dip the brush in. You don't want to leave your brush in the water. It's not a good habit. It just ruins your brush. Okay. Now I need to sit down, drink some tea. Okay. So I come over here. Phew. I'm lightheaded. It's better to work in a well-ventilated room when painting, so the chemicals aren't good for you. I guess painters in the day used to get high off the chemicals, but it's not good for your brain. Turpentine and oil paints can cause neurological damage, they found out. So that probably contributed to Van Gogh's madness. He was a man who spoke 5 languages, which is actually normal in Europe. Okay. And now, let's get my tripod. Okay. Van Gogh was in poverty. He spent all his money on art and paints. He couldn't sell a painting to save his life. So I managed to sell quite a lot of art in my life. But here in Nevada, good luck. There's nowhere to go. As far as I know, it's legal to take your art out anywhere in Reno and legally be able to sell your art, and I've never seen anyone do that. There was a big hullabaloo commotion about it legally because they wanted to attract artists to the city to bring out their art, but the hot sun is not good for you or the art. The sun actually will fade your paintings, so you need a pavilion or a tent, something that blocks the sun. Okay, man, so I'm gonna turn on Entropia Universe soon. I'm gonna eat. I might have to lay down. Whew. So I don't know if the acrylic chemicals got to me, but it's probably a good idea to lay down right now, to lie myself down.